titled Importance of Sustainability to Face Economic Crisis. So let me first introduce Professor Ranjith Dissanayake to our audience. So Professor Ranjith Dissanayake is a senior professor in civil engineering at the University of Peradeniya. He is a chartered engineer and a fellow of Institute of Engineers Sri Lanka and holds membership from several other prestigious institutions. He was a Fulbright Scholar in the USA, Endeavour Fellow in Australia, and Jesel Research Fellow in Japan. He was awarded the Young Scientist Award in 2007 for excellence in scientific research by the National Science and Technology Commission of Sri Lanka. He received the Overseas Prize of the Institution of Civil Engineers in UK in 2007 and the Australia Alumni Excellence Award in 2012. He has published over 150 papers in reputed journals and has chaired more than 10 international conferences. He's the chairman of the Green Building Council of Sri Lanka and the president-elect of the Institution of Engineers Sri Lanka. Also, he is a vice president of the Chamber of Construction Industry. He is also the former secretary to the State Ministry of Rural Roads and Other Infrastructure and the State Ministry of Urban Development. He has founded and is the chairman of several private companies, including Lego International Private Limited, ICB Private Limited, Lanka AAC Private Limited, and GAP Private Limited. So without any further ado, let me hand over the session to Senior Professor Ranjith Dissanayake. Over to you, sir.
Shall I start then?
Sure, sir. Sure.
Okay. Thanks for the invitation. Good afternoon, everybody. The topic that I have selected here is the importance of the sustainability to face the economic crisis. Why I selected this topic is as I'm working on the area of sustainability, as well as presently I'm working to see the relationship between how we can work with the sustainability toward the economic crisis. But this is more important for you to understand the present crisis and for you to divert some of the work that we are doing towards the sustainability. Let's go through and see the present economic crisis can be defined in the different angle, but let's see how I see and whether you agree with me. The present day economy, like the biggest problem that we have faced is we don't have enough dollar to import the various commodities that we use, like petroleum, gas, and so forth. When it comes to the present day, this is the present situation. I mean, in like now, middle 2022, there's a big gap between the every month our export and import. We keep on importing the more thing than what we export in may say dollar values. So that means that we don't get more dollar any given moment because we want to export more from the other countries. That was the reason why we stopped importing vehicle last 3 years, like, and recently you see that there is a power cut. There was a power cut like 8 hours per day, but due to the raining and so forth, we have reduced drastically. But even today, I heard that the 2-hour power cut will be there. So that is the one of the visible economic crisis what we have. But this is the surface level. But if you go into the detail, you may find a lot. But in general, everybody can understand we send various things like maybe government item, tea, rubber and so forth. We earn certain amount of money. That is not enough to buy the fuel and so forth. Of course, the fuel prices are increasing and there is a war in the country and the COVID and various other reasons are there. But whatever it is, the problem is this one. You may know that a lot of construction site that is related to you and me has stopped on the way. So this is the present crisis, what I see. The above you get the solution. Stopping the import of the vehicle and the power cut and so forth. But so in order to develop the economy, where we should go? If we can go like this, whatever we send given month, whatever we import are at least equal. This graph shows you the equal amount. If you say that if you need the maybe 500 million, say million per month, if you can export the same, so whatever we get and whatever we can pay. But if you can go beyond, that is where we can say that the countries develop. Develop in the sense of economical development, not other development. In order to do that, we have to think various things. Most of the money goes to the fuel, so that we have to think about the renewable energy, solar, wind, and so forth. So these are the renewable energy we can think about, as well as the manufacturing various things within the country. Basically, we have to go with the concept called made in Sri Lanka. These are the long-term plan. So, I mean, the renewable energy is sustainable. Manufacturing within the country, the sustainable economy and so forth. At the same time, we must think about bringing the more tourists, foreign employment. These are short-term. But we can run it long term, but short term tourism and the foreign employment is very important. But now we'll see our role, because I'm being a teacher, you being a student, most of you, some teachers are also there. In order to achieve this socio-economic development, this is what we want. Not economically, socio-economic development. People must be happy end of the day, not only the money. So as I go back to the crisis, we bring more things. The yellow, the arrow bigger in the import, export less. So we have to make sure that we produce the things in this country. We have to do the research and go to the applied research where things will be produced. But you can't just keep on your thesis for the sake of getting the degree or the qualification. Yeah, if you can make it to out of the applied research, if you can find out the innovation of there, and if you can commercialize it, produce something for the nation, it becomes wealth. So if you keep on producing things like that, what you want, starting from the ballpoint pen to eraser and so forth. I'm not thinking of the bigger way. So we can increase the export than the import. So now you see the two arrows. This is what country like China did, Korea did. Malaysia is trying to do something like that. So you produce something within the country and send more and bring the more dollars. So then become a developed nation. But you can't just stop it. You have to keep on doing. I was listening to the senior professor Sampath Amartung. He was talking about the innovation. Exactly, this is what I'm talking about. So research, commercialization, innovation. Produce the things which are possible, value addition for the the raw material that we have. This is what we have to do. Then, in order to prove what I said, just go through we went through the MIT web. I understand that their theme is to education, research, and innovation. Innovation is the most important thing for them. But our part, innovation is almost nil. No. We do the education. We have a very good education system. We do the research in order to get the degree. But we are not there for the innovation. But there, in innovation has a bigger part. So just the data, MIT University itself, alumni has created more than 30,000 companies. Number of employment is 4.6 million people employed. Annual revenue is 1.9 trillion US dollar. Just to the number you don't compare, this number is between the GDP of India and Russia. More than India, but less than Russia. From the innovation of the MIT, number of companies that they have produced, number of people has been employed, number of revenue has taken. So that simply say, we must go for the applied research, innovation, and commercialization. So this is where the solution, where we can contribute. There can be another different kind of solution. This is where we can contribute. Importance of sustainability in this economic crisis. I am going back to the topic. This is what I want to say. So I was talking about economic crisis, and I understand, I explained you the one of the economic crisis, the import and export. There are so many other areas, loan and interest and various. I'm just simply taking the problem that you and me can see. Then I say that we being the academia, what we can do, right? We can do research, innovation, and commercialization. So I'm going back to the now sustainability. Where now we are talking about the innovation and entrepreneurship, commercialization and enterprises, but it should be green innovation and enterprise. Why it should be green? In sustainability, we call about the planet, people, and profit. This is where we can get the sustainability. So we call this as a total area as a green. What is the vision of the greening? To transform the Sri Lanka with the greener practices. What are these green practices? What we expect? Number one is environment protection. Second is the social and economic growth. That's a development, socio-economic development. Of course, future well-being of our motherland. Right? Just simply show you, this is where we have been living. We move on to the built environment, where we damage the environment. Now, environment is at a risk. So we cannot go back to the same way. We can't go back to the jungle and start living. So we have to go for the greener living, where we have to build the built environment. It is sustainable and the less harm to the environment. So this is the kind of sustainable transformation that transform the built environment with the greener practices. I'll explain a little bit more into this one. So we should not go to the activities like this one. The cutting, burning, breaking, and damaging the earth environment. So this kind of dust formation, transport, burning, and producing the material, these are things that we have to get rid of. as much as possible. You can't do the development without this, but how we are going to minimize this? We make everything, but end of the day, it become a environmental pollution. So these are the things that we have to tackle in order to green in the environment. Everything lean economy. We get the thing, produce the thing that we want, distribute and install and demolish it. So this is what we are basically doing. Get the raw material, it can be sand, the clay, anything, build what we want and demolish, throw it away. So we have to go for the so-called circular economy. Circular economy, greener concept. Right? So we have transformed the environment with the greeneries. Right? Clean, recycling, reuse, less water, less energy. Isn't it? Yes, sustainability can address the economic crisis. How? Let me briefly explain. We have the rating systems, green rating system. We have the main 8 criteria. I just go through the criteria and one by one I explain. Of course, the management must be green. Sustainable sites. Land have to be protected. Water efficiency must be done. Energy, material, environmental quality, of the innovation and the social and culture. That simply say that whatever we have in trouble, we have a trouble in energy. So it is say we have to go for the renewable energy. We go for the solar energy, wind, and try to reduce the amount of energy usage. LED bulb and getting the daylight into the building itself. So it's a reduce the energy requirement so that then we don't want to import. Import for the where necessary. But now we are 100% depend on the heavily use of energy. The water city. Water means again energy. Bringing the water to your room. It's energy. Efficiency use of water cut down the energy requirement. Sustainable sites is the where we don't disturb the existing environment. Material resource means the more you get the material, the more energy, more dust and many things will happen. So reduce the amount of water material taking. Go for the reuse, recycling and concept like. Indoor environment again, the how healthy we can live, amount of the carbon dioxide and so forth. So this is again health and energy. So we have to encourage the innovation and social culture. But the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are which are very much connected to the sustainability criteria, and this is where we can reduce our import amount of money that we have to spend on importing the oil and other. So that is how I said that the sustainability can help. Right? Reduce the water, electricity, and indoor and material and so forth. So building like this need a lot of energy. We need a lot of air conditioning. Very heat, like a concrete jungle. If you go for the building like this nature, we produce the energy. You will see that the solar panels, the energy requirement for the building. Nowadays, present context, net zero. If you can produce the energy that required for that building operation, building itself, which is called net zero energy building. You see the amount of daylight has been taken cross ventilation. You see the lot of glasses and also that you don't have to light up inside during the daytime. If it is depend on the climate condition, if it is in the normal climate like tropical climate, in the if it less humidity and so forth, we can use the building with the air condition with the cross ventilation and so forth. So while reduce the requirement of the energy, and the rest will be produced through the renewable energy. So material, rainwater harvesting, right? The water required for the gardening and harvesting and so forth, toilets and can be collected within the building itself. Amount of the material is a local material, low-cost material, and so forth. Yeah, we don't. So that the building itself do not have to spend much money for the importance of everywhere we have to cut down, but make sure that the healthy and comfortable living will be guaranteed for the human being. So this kind of building has been used these 8 criteria. Out of 8, 5 is the main for the contributor for the sustainability. End of the day, we believe while protecting the environment, people will be happy, green economy will be there. This is the vision of the green in Sri Lanka, sustainable built environment. People are happy in the environment as you see there. But the nature is there within the environment. You don't have the dust, you don't have animals are living, butterflies are there. People are happy and the green in everything is there. So then you don't see like that. Then another one is this is whatever the theory that we are talking, we need the entrepreneur who take this innovation into the practice. The green innovation and entrepreneur is where person who earns the money, giving the social requirement, protecting the environment. Simple one like this. Somebody may collect the water bottle and go for the investment, the company. Therefore, I always believe green innovation and entrepreneurship is the promising pathway to the development in Sri Lanka. I repeat it, green innovation and entrepreneurships, promising path to Sri Lanka. You can remember basic research, applied research, go to the innovation and go for the commercialization. So, but this process must be green, otherwise it won't work. This kind of linear economy model that I explained to you must go to the circular economy. Before ending the presentation, I would like to take you to few of the work that we have done on the green innovation and entrepreneurships. We understand the problem is the material labor. I've been a civil engineer. I understand there are so many ply ash in Norachole. We established a company which produced which could produce the brick, and it was marketed. Then it became green innovation and technology. Of course, this is the available technology. We adapt the available technology and innovator. Then this is where you get the power, but you get the problem in the ply ash. But this is the collection. So that is the waste from the power manufacturing process, but that was used for the building construction. This is the environment damage, and that the waste become value added portion, the product. So here, ply ash, again I am explaining, block that can be used for the construction of the building. So that factory is working profitably right now. So this is called Lanka IC Private Limited. And again, that was another product from the ply ash. Only ply ash was used, the geopolymer brick. That was very successful, but we can't commercialize. Cost is very high. We are but right now working to reduce the cost. Another research area started 2002. In history, the structure is all, we put it away, as you see there. But our research and innovation did was, when the people say they want to replace this kind of structures, we say no. But we say no, this is the one of the bridge that we renovate with our finding. There are so many similar structures that we have done. That have been the reuse, recycling, the sustainable concept. This is another area what we are working right now. This is the construction and demolition waste. There are so many construction and demolition waste in this country. Why not we make it to the the product that we want, sand, aggregate, and so on. Now we are working with the industry giant in order to set up the similar plant. One is there in Goal, but we don't have in Colombo, Western Province. So we are working on one. With that, I would like to conclude my presentation. Thank you so much for listening. You will see my the mobile as well as the email address. You may contact me. I hope you understand the importance of the sustainability for the present crisis, but not only for the present crisis. Whether crisis is there or not, we have to live, we have to work, we have to research towards the sustainability. All activities must be converted to the sustainability. Thank you so much.